We're back at field 45. There is manure on the ground, and it's time for us to get in our canola. So, let's get to it. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. Yeah, we are planting canola today because we're ready to get it in. We need to get it in today because, as I'll show you, we are getting close to the end of our planting window here on Charwell. Now, I'm not going to plant it on day 6. We're on day 5 of autumn. If I plant it on day 6 of autumn, it won't have germinated by the time winter kicks in. I want it to germinate. So if we get in today, we should be having it. We will have enough weather or enough warmth for it to germinate and hopefully grow enough before winter kicks in for a nice early harvest next year. So we're going to get this in now and get this done today. We've also swapped around our rotation a little bit here, and I'm going to talk about this a bit more in depth while we're doing stuff today. But this now I think is an optimum rotation for us. Will give us a ton of sugar beet, tons of sunflowers, lots and lots of barley and wheat. Canola is a little bit lower, and the corn we're less worried about. So yeah, I think it should be good for us. The other thing we need to do today before we get started is we need a pallet of seeds, because we're not running out of either of these things. We do want to get really a pallet of or we want to fill up our seeder before we start. So there's our pallet of seeds. Let's buy that. 1800 for 2. These Pioneer pallets are really, really good value. They are absolutely brilliant in game. So there we go. So there is we've got some leftover fertilizer. We're going to fill up with that, and we've got some seeds here as well. So let's get those two done. First up, we're putting in the remaining fertilizer. Doesn't quite give us a full tank, but gives us enough. And then if we reverse up a bit, we can get the seeds in as well. There we go. And that's taken nearly a full pallet of seeds into here as well. So that's brilliant. So we're going to head back up to our field, up to field 45. I don't know why our little skid steer is in here. That is a little bit odd. But the nice thing we got about this JCB, changing the subject again, is that we're heading, we can get up to the field fairly quickly with that. Get our beacons on, get it looking nice and shiny, and head up to the field. And here we are up at field 45. We've got field 43 on the side here. And the corn is ready. The corn absolutely is ready for us to harvest, but we've still got 23% moisture in it, which is really, really annoying. Hopefully, if we're lucky, this field might just dry out today, and we can harvest it. I'm still hoping against hope that this will be the case. We've got, if it doesn't, we're going to hit the same cycle again, because we got 21. We don't really have great drying. So let me go into here. So we've not really got great drying weather, and we're going to get rain early next game day. So if we haven't got that up by the end of today, I think we're not going to get it up at all. If it drops to like 21%, we might hire a combine and just get it cut slightly wet. Because that's not the end of the world, to be honest. 21% is a little bit high, but we now have drying facility in our grain store and everything, so that's all good. Right, let's line this up though, because this is where we are today. So I want to line this up on the edge of the field here. We can see how much we've had before with our headlands. So I want to stick it right in the corner here if I can, like so. We'll turn this on, and we've got show lines off, we've got snap terrain angle off, good, and we're great with that then. Right, So that should get us started. Let's just turn it on. Drop it down. And away we go. So canola going in nice and early. We want to set the first point on our GPS. Try and run this straight as we can down this side. And the longer we run this, the better we should be for setting our course, I think. There we go. Set that. Set that. And there we are. So that is our course. It's pretty straight. Very, very small bit at the edge that it's missing, but otherwise, yeah, that's nice. I'm liking that. We can fill that in later. At the moment, though, that is running that really, really well. And we'll take this as far into the corner as we can. Lift up. And the nice thing is, with this, I can now switch my wheel setup. And we can take this tighter. And that is one of the beauties of this JCB. Is that you can get around that tight corner. We seem to have got onto our crab steering. But, yeah, there we go. So, set up. Drop it down. Ah, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And away we go. Yeah, set it up and away we go. And yeah, look, that is now giving us a very nice, even bit of seeding. Canola going in. So canola going in at this point, I should say, is absolutely to try and get it to do this right. We are going to have to reduce the width of this slightly. So we're going to take it down to 27 foot. There we go. This will move us over slightly, but it should just be enough to stop that issue that we've had just there from happening with any luck. We still seem to be getting very close to knocking a couple of bits at the edge, but I think for the most part that should be okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, we've got the canola going in. Should go in at this time of year because, as I said, we want it to germinate as early as possible. So if we can get it to germinate before winter kicks in, that is going to give us the best possible chance of having a really, really early canola harvest next year. And if we can do that and get it out of the way, that is great. We want to be, ideally by this point, the only thing I want to have left to harvest is the sugar beet. If I've only got a sugar beet to harvest at this stage in autumn, going into winter, then we're great. And everything is going to be geared on year 3 on this map to getting that stuff harvested as early as possible. And we're going to be doing that with the corn as well. The corn especially, we're going to get in as early as we can get in. I'm looking to plant it day 3 of spring. Now, I'm not going to spend long on winter on here when we get hit there this time, because I want to move on to the 3rd year here, get things moving quicker, get ourselves all set up. Because I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited to be doing a 3rd year on a map. You know, that is something that normally only happens in my live streams and things like that. To be sticking around on here, to be in a position where we can stick around on here and do a little bit longer on a map. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So that is the plan at the moment, is to get into year 3, get things planted nice and early, and see if we can get this rotation to work. Because if we can, we will make an absolute fortune on this farm. Charwell is perfectly set up to if you get this rotation right, to really make some cash. And our biggest thing standing in our way every year is that corn. Is getting that corn harvested at the right time. And you never know, we may even have enough money next year to get a combine, to not have to hire a combine and be doing that. And we can see now this is just going in well and going in nicely. So I'm going to put that on cruise control. Bring our speed down. And this is a nice wide seeder that goes at a good rate on this JCB. And I want to show you the rotation. So the rotation now we've got is wheat, canola, barley, corn, sugar beet, sunflowers. And they complement each other nicely. Nothing is below 1 on its bonus. And the corn, we can probably actually push that bonus up a little bit if we're lucky. It's also all set based on when I think we will be able to get things planted. So we want the canola to go in. We'll go back onto here. So we want the canola to go in after the wheat because the wheat gets harvested early. We can put the wheat in after the sunflowers because the sunflowers get harvested early enough. Sugar beet, always a late harvest. Sunflowers go in the spring. Same with sugar beet and corn going in. Barley again. Barley goes in the spring. So we could actually get winter barley in. Now that's something I'm considering. If we have time, getting winter barley in today as well. But the barley goes in after the canola. So I'm not sure where I think we actually ended up putting the wheat in after the canola this year. So things are a little bit off there. Yes, because normally this is great. Having the cruise control running and having the GPS means I can make these quick turns. But the wheat goes in after the sunflowers. So we actually got, I'm not sure if we had sunflowers this year. So sunflowers are our new crop, and yeah, we'll see where they all fit into the rotation. But yeah, for us that should be an absolutely great rotation. That should allow us to keep going and to keep making a really good amount of money. As I said, I'm less worried these days about the corn. I think we can get away with not having to worry about that too much. We're going to go into here and we can see roughly where our stuff goes. So I'm going to lift here because we're going to go round there and drop back down. And we are going to go round that island in a bit. So I'm trying to make it so that we'll do this side. We'll end up doing this side of the island and then doing the other. But it is working well. It is steaming through this job really, really nicely. But yeah, this new rotation, this should be the ultimate one for what we're doing. And if you'd like me to sort of go into crop rotations a little bit more in depth for seasons, let me know. I'm beginning to do more how-to videos on the channel. And I want to know what you guys want to see. What stuff do you want to know how to do in Farm Sim? Because I want to help you do it. I want to help you get those that information. So let me know, and we'll start looking at getting some of those videos created. At the moment, I think we're going to do something on pigs, because pigs I've done a lot of work with now in seasons, and I think that would be helpful for people. But yeah, definitely want to know if there's something you get stuck on, or if there's something that I've covered in a live stream or a video that you'd like to see expanded on a video in something on here. Let me know, and I'll see if I can create something for it. I think we've got a bit of a gap there. Yeah, we need to make sure that we go into this as straight as possible. Otherwise, we're going to leave gaps like that. But this is steaming through rather nicely. We are well over halfway through this field. So yeah, as I said as well earlier, we are going for a 3rd year on Charwell. There's not a map out there at the moment that I feel I want to move on to. I'm really loving this series. We are, you know, over 50 episodes into it, and I'm still feeling it really, really fresh. This is a wonderful map, this. Ladsboy has done an awesome job. And we are making the most of it. I mean, we are doing, we have a really nice farm set up here now on this map. And I want to see it flourish. I want to see us get to the point where we can buy that harvester. And it's a completely new way of doing things for me. Having a farm that I don't own a harvester from the get-go is something I've never done before. But I'm beginning to learn the strength in seasons of not necessarily buying everything that you need straight off. Something like this JCB and our TerraTrack, absolutely perfect purchases for us early on. Exactly what we needed. But coming at this point, we still haven't had that need for a harvester yet. The one we had this year has served us well and got us in, but yeah, we are not in need of actually owning one. But I think we will next year. I think we're going to be looking at expanding the farm soon as well. We've got all our buildings slowly coming together. But yeah, I think next year is going to be the year where we actually expand the farm and get more done on it. And this is just absolutely zooming through this job. What we're going to do is we're going to get to the end of this bit. And it looks like it's going to end up on this side. There we go. Get that in there. We're going to have a little bit of a gap at the far side, but that's okay. Yeah. And we're going to have to... So I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to bring this across here slightly. Plonk that down so that we can just sort this bit. There we go. And then I can come into here. Drop that down again. And we'll now be able to just do a circle around here. Hopefully cover everything. I think we might need to do... No, we're going to have to do 2 round on this bit. Yeah, we've gone a little bit wider on this other side, so that's fine. And we're going to need to go a bit wider coming back around that way. But this side we're good for. We've got enough width in our seeder to cover all of it. So, back round we go. There we are, up. And this isn't all that realistic at the moment. We are driving over area where we would where we want to really have seed, or where we don't want to be driving having seeded it, and we're going to go and fill in that gap as well. So yeah, this is where the non-realistic bit comes. I like doing my headlands first, but yeah, this is a little bit less realistic. We'll come in there and do that, and that has got that. There we go. And then we can head out. And I'm not worried about a couple of small patches there, but we do have a larger patch here that we're going to get. And then we'll head out and we'll get back to doing our first bit. There we go. And let's turn around and get back into here. So this is an interesting difference that we've had with this video. Is that on here we've been able to get this all seeded and everything without having to worry about the amount of time this is taking. I mean, this is a 9 meter, no, this isn't a 9 meter, this is an 8 meter seeder, I think. and it is just doing, it is just absolutely chomping through this field. This is going to be one of those straight up episodes, I think, where we just get the job done, and you guys see the whole job being done from top to bottom as we do it. And I just, yeah, we'll just see if we can go at this 11 mile an hour speed doing this, and do it from in cab, because I think this would be a great thing to do. Ooh. And back down. We are getting a little bit thinner on this side. So this JCB just turns on an absolute dime. The four-wheel steering is absolutely brilliant for doing a job like this. Especially with a trailed seeder like this. And you can see we can turn really, really quickly. And I'm just trying to turn slightly less sharp than I did last time. And that's straight down and in. And and you can see the speed with which we're getting this seed in. It's just absolutely brilliant. Now it's slightly off the terrain angle. But it seems to be the most efficient way of doing this field. Is like this. And back down again, and look at that. So that is that's the bit that we've done from in cab. It seems to be about the right width, but it's got us in a great position, and we've got a little bit wider area to turn around here, so we can go a little bit further. And get these headlands. And what we'll do is we'll head up to that far corner of the field there. We might try and do a little bit of a headland before we head up there. So do some on the way, because we do have a little bit that is a little bit wider. But otherwise, this has just gone in really, really well. Now, I don't think we need to do any more down that corner. I think we'll get all of that. I'm looking at the width of this as we go up. So I'm just going to add a second headland along here, just to make sure that we get all of this in. We've got a little bit of a wider bit up here. And we'll cut in this far anyway. So that's all good. And there we go. That has got this headland a little bit cleaner. We were a lot better off on the other side. So up and around there. And that's done it. I actually, looking at the amount of seed we have left, we didn't need to refill this with seed. We have an absolute ton of both seed and fertilizer. Oh, that's the other thing. Because this seeder does fertilizer, and because we already did the manure on here, this is now 2 stages of fertilization. We only need to do 1 more stage of fertilization before this field is harvested in order to complete it, which is absolutely fantastic for us. It will mean that we are just in this great position of this canola being ready early and being fully fertilized and everything for that as well, which couldn't be better. You know, we couldn't be better off than with that setup at the moment. So here we're going to find, yeah, there we go, just a little too much for our seeder. So we'll reverse this up. Whoop. Pull that in, and hopefully we won't have that problem across the rest of here. I think most of the rest of this field we seem to have got our width right for our turn. Maybe not. Looking at that, there's a couple of spots that I think might not get caught. If we're good with our width, we'll get most of it. But I need to go back and get those couple of little bits. Right, let's just turn this around. And we'll go and get those couple of bits that are missed. Not many. Right, lift that up. And then that will be us complete. Again, as I said, not overly realistic to do this way. But I don't think I think I would probably not miss these bits in real life either. So there is that. Last bit. And that will do us. So there we go. That is this field done and dusted. We'll turn off our seeder. We'll fold it up. And yeah, there we go. The canola is in. That is now 2 fields that we've done. We've got field 31 is nicely planted. So you can see that there. That has got our winter wheat into it. Field 45 is now nicely planted with canola as well. We've got a few little dots, but otherwise that is great. Still to come on here, we've got field 41 needs planting. Now that is currently barley. So next on our rotation after the barley is the corn. So that is next year's cornfield. So we want to get that really fertilized and set up. What else have we got? So that's sugar beet. So that will be going to sunflowers. And actually, yeah, that is the one thing. So sugar beet is going to sunflowers. Corn is going to sugar beet. The one thing we don't have is probably anywhere for barley. So we'll be missing corn out for a year. But that is going to be a very big, very scary field next year. With all of that corn, we are really gonna want to get that done. Let's see if while we were doing this job, our corn has changed at all. It's still at 23%. We'll have to see how the day goes. I think next time we're going to get the rest of the sugar beet up. But for now, I'm going to leave this video here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.